Hello and welcome to the first in a series of online marketing tutorials. The tutorials in the series will focus on SEO and SEM, search engine optimization and search engine marketing, and I'm going to attempt to cover as succinctly as I possibly can a wide range of introductory and advanced topics on the subject. So today's video will be about keyword research. What is keyword research? Well, keyword research is a fundamental principle in SEO and SEM. You really cannot perform a proper marketing campaign online without keyword research. It boils down to knowing what people on the internet are actually searching for, how many times a month they search for those phrases, and what your competition looks like, among many other details. But that's basically what it boils down to. So what is the purpose of it? So what, you go and you research keywords and you know what people are looking for, but how do you use this in a real world example? Well, if you have 10 really good keywords that have a lot of search volume, people are searching for those keywords, and there's very little or very few competing websites, there's not a lot of good websites out there that's filling that need. Obviously people would not be searching for something if there's not a huge need for that. For that, it could be information, it could be a product, a service, you name it. So you really do keyword research in an attempt. If you have a blog, for example, you could use it to determine what kinds of content you need to be writing about. What kinds of articles are going to be useful to people. If you create videos, you could use it to determine what kinds of videos will be well received, and based on what your competition is doing as well, that's kind of how you find niches. That's how you find areas of the market that are not tapped, areas of the market that are there's services and products provided for those needs, but they aren't met to the degree that you can meet them. You could probably do 10 times better than a competitor. So you really use keyword research to build a strategy. All right. So okay, enough preaching. How do you actually perform keyword research? Well, you start by using a tool, and Google has a very good keyword tool. There are paid options out there, but the Google AdWords keyword tool is free, so and it's very good, and a lot of people use it. I use it myself every day, and it works just fine. You don't have to go spend money on keyword tools. So I'm going to use a seed keyword. We start by entering in the search phrase racing schools. This is the example that I'm going to be using for this demonstration, and I'm going to be searching for the location of the United States, and language is English, devices are desktops and laptops. Google will auto-detect this themselves. If you're in the UK, it would most likely say UK by default, but you can change this. Alright. Okay, so the results that show up are right at the top is your seed keyword, the competition level, the global monthly searches, and the local monthly searches. And then down below you have your keyword ideas. These are keyword suggestions that the Google tool thinks may be useful, and they often match your search phrase. Now you'll notice some of these don't match at all. This is race school, and I typed in racing schools, and the reason for that is if you scroll up here, you'll see there's this checkbox. I usually like to keep this checkbox checked because it filters out all the other keywords and it just shows me closely related phrases. Alright, so we just run that search again, and now we come up with a much narrower list. 31 keywords, and then plus my seed keyword. So down this list here, you'll notice there's a bunch of different keywords, and the main seed keyword is bold, and you'll notice them at various points. they either appear at the beginning or the end of the sentence or in the middle. And so these are just kind of suggestions that the Google keyword tool is kind of helping you to, just kind of offering suggestions. So on the right, the monthly searches here says 33,000 monthly searches, and then global monthly searches 110,000. Well, it's important to know what these numbers reflect and how they are derived. Google uses some kind of averaging over the period of 12 months to give you this information, right? So local monthly searches is basically in the United States, and I know that because the location set was United States. So local to the US. Global is worldwide. If you were in the UK, this number would reflect the number of searches in the UK. Okay, so let's start selecting keywords and start gathering them. And you just need to check the box next to the keyword that you want to select and save. And because I'm looking for, I have a racing school in California, I'm going to be selecting racing schools in California. That's a pretty good good keyword. I'm going to be going down the list and just selecting a couple. Let's see, road racing, racing driving schools, best racing schools. That's fine for now. So I'll just grab one more, car racing schools. I'll grab 7 keywords. Alright, so as I was checking these boxes, I don't know if you noticed, but on the left hand side here, these keywords populate my keyword ideas list, and right now I've got 7. When I uncheck that, it removes one, and when I check it, it adds it. Okay, so that's kind of just a snapshot of the keywords that you've selected on the right. Now I gotta say something about the variations of these keywords. So if I look at racing schools in California, I see that competition is high for that keyword, right? And I see that local monthly searches is only 720, right? But right down here I notice there's 9,900 searches and medium competition, right? And then down here there's 18,000 searches for racing driving schools. Now this is kind of an important thing to note here, and that is, don't assume that just because a number is higher, more people are searching for that in a given month than this keyword, that this is going to be, that you should pay any less attention to this keyword. Long tail keywords are keywords that generally are higher converting, and by a long tail keyword I mean keywords that kind of run together, multiple keywords, usually 3 and more are longer tail. 5 keywords strung together in a line is a really long tail key phrase, and those keywords do tend to naturally be smaller monthly searches, but they sometimes they have high competition, but oftentimes you can find really long tail keywords with very low competition, and so they're much easier to rank for. They also have a much higher conversion rate, generally speaking, than keywords that are more general in scope. So if I just had racing schools, 2 words like this here, I get 33,000 searches, but racing schools is very broad. So keep that in mind when you collecting keywords, because that is a very important factor. Alright, so let's just download this list. Click the download button, and you have an option to download the keyword ideas, or you can download all results. I'm just going to go for the ones I selected. CSV for Excel is fine, and there are other options here. Download, let's open that. Alright, so what we have here is all the information that you just saw. Right, now instead of medium, low, medium, and high, you've got an actual number here, and that number is from 0 through to 1. 1 being the highest and 0 being lower. The lower the number, the lower the competition level for that keyword. Alright, so racing schools, what was that one? Let's close this. Racing schools had medium competition, right? So I guess anything in the middle, 0.4 and above, is probably going to be considered medium. And then when you get to 0.7, 0.6, that's going to be considered high. So I'm not going to need this global monthly searches, because right now I'm looking for racing schools in California. That's kind of my I'm doing a local, more of a local centric search. So global is not going to matter to me. I'm just going to delete that. I'm going to delete this and just tighten this up a little. I usually like to add 2 additional columns here, and that is current rank in the search engine, and I put the search engine in brackets, Google and Bing if you so choose, and then date. So the current rank in Google is where your site actually ranks for this specific keyword, and this is just an organizational thing. There are very good tools out there like Rank Tracker. I'll leave links down at the bottom, and so you can experiment with those tools if you'd like, but you don't have to use a paid tool. You can use a free tool. Rank Tracker is free, by the way, free to try indefinitely, but you just cannot save your projects out, but it's a good tool, and I'll do a quick, if I have time, at the end of this video I'll do a quick demonstration of what kinds of reports and what kinds of things it can help you with. But not to get too far off topic, I would suggest that you stay organized. It's important to stay organized. Save your tab as your main seed keyword, right? Racing schools. And as you create more and generate more keywords, you just create new tabs, and that way you can segment and keep things kind of nice and neat. It's also a lot easier to manage keywords that are grouped by category or section than, you know, to just throw in hundreds of keywords in one long list. It just becomes kind of a management nightmare. So I would put my current Google rank in here, and then I would put the date. Very, very important. You want to put the date that you did the rank check in Google, and you want to check for obviously for these keywords where you rank, and you want to take note of where your competition ranks as well. So as you make changes, you build links, or you create more pages to the website, or you do some social media campaigns, or you blog, you know, these are all things that are going to influence where your site ranks. The quality of your content is big as well. You know, that's certainly something that can influence that. And all this to say that once you document your current rank, you'll be better equipped to know if you're moving in the right direction for a specific keyword, or if you're moving back, right? So keep track of that. A good tool to use to give you a little bit more varied search, better ideas, is a keyword suggestion tool. I would suggest trying this. Actually, I have this phrase saved in here. I'm just going to reload this so we can kind of start over. I'm going to type in racing schools, and let's enter this. Okay, hit the suggest button here. So it found 280 suggestions for racing schools, right? So if you go down this list, you'll see racing schools in California, Florida, Texas, so on and so forth, and then it just keeps adding. So additional words, racing schools in California, you know, racing schools in Michigan, racing schools Bay Area, and so on. Racing schools plus A is plus the, you know, words that begin with the letter A, and these words that begin with the letter B at the end, tacked onto the end of this keyword, and just go down the list. And I mean, there's just a plethora of them in here. So you can literally spend hours and hours and days and weeks gathering keywords, doing keyword research, and building your list. So how this works is this green button, or sorry, this green circle with the white cross on the left hand side. If you want to select and add a keyword to your list, we already have racing schools, but we're looking for new ideas, right? So Racing Schools California, I have that keyword, don't I? Let's see. Racing Schools California, yes I do. But if I want a suggestion on more of the same, right, you just click that link and it will populate a couple of new suggestions. So here's a long one, a long tail one. Racing schools in Southern California. That's very specific, right? Remember how I said about more specific keywords you get, generally the higher they convert. I don't know if this is going to be a very high search phrase, but we can try it. There's NASCAR racing schools in California. Let's just try that. Let's just try a couple. You click on them to close them up again. Let's see, racing schools in USA. I'm going to add that keyword, and then I'm going to look down here. Let's see, best racing schools USA. I'm going to add that. Formula racing schools USA. I'm going to add that. Okay, so that's, you can keep drilling down and and just keep going and going, and keep adding to this list. So the way you get the keyword is just hit the get button, Control A, copy. Okay, go over to your keyword tool, and you don't have to clear anything out. Just go to a new line and Control V or right click and paste. Right, so you have the list of all your keywords. Oh, actually, did I select that? Let's just grab back there. Copy. Oh, I did. Okay. Sorry. Alright. So we have racing schools in Southern California, USA. Let's search. So let's see. Most of these are duds, and they either have too little data to show, and so they just shown by a dash, or the number is so low that Google doesn't really show you anything. But I have Racing Schools USA is the only one that's viable. There's medium competition, and there's kind of a low search volume on that, but you get the general idea. You just keep going through, and as you select new keywords, you check them and they'll get populated to your list. Import them or download them into Excel, and you just keep going. Alright, so I mentioned if I have some time to show you the reports that I'll get from the tool. This is an example of a keyword rankings and visibility report. Alright, what this is it's just like the name sounds, keyword rankings and visibility report. Okay, we're looking at the visibility for this particular website for a series of search keywords, right? Search engine rankings for these keywords on the left here. And instead of you manually going and typing in F1 Racing School, I don't know if you guys can see this, let me just zoom in here a little. F1 Racing School, and going to Google and checking, oh, where does my site rank? You see here, this next one is not in top 100. So I'd have to go through 10 pages of Google rankings and looking through each one to find, oh, I don't even show up in the top 100. And that can be very time consuming. So a good idea would be to use a tool like this. This is Rank Tracker by Link Assistant. It's free to download. I'll put a link down below the video. You guys can check it out. There's a lot more features in the tool that I'm just kind of giving you an overview of how this can save you time. It will search your keywords for you. However, the free version, I think it does not allow you to save. But you can still use it and then export those values or jot those positions down in your Excel file. Right? It's going to save you hours and hours, trust me. The other nice feature about this tool also is that it shows you your position increase. So for this keyword, Formula Racing Experience, I increased 1 position, up is green. Now my current rank is 30. And then over here I increased 3 positions from 11, because my previous position was 11. My current position is 8. So you kind of get a good idea And over time, this has good graphs and charts as well that you can look and chart your progress as time goes on. But yeah, I advise you to check it out, and I hope this video has been helpful. Thanks for watching.